Yeah, I'm back, straight facts, in my bag, straight facts, came to bring the hits, nigga, straight facts, tryna hit the fours list, nigga, straight, yeah, I'm back, straight facts, in my bag, straight facts, came to bring the hits, nigga, straight tryna hit the fours list, nigga, facts,
Hey,
back in the kitchen, no
wrist. And we're back with another episode of The Flagrant 2 with X and Lou. Again, as always, if you haven't done so already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be tuned to all of our newest episodes. Last week's episode, I failed to upload on YouTube. I will make sure that it goes up tonight. I do apologize for that. In any case, we're back with another episode. X, what is good, my brother?
Nothing much, man. You already know basketball is always. Always. And we're back, man. Like we promised.
You know what we do? Hey, man, we definitely gotta talk about in-season tournament. It was a success last year. Do you think that coming into this year, everything that's going on, is it still in that success mode, or is it more of it's just something that they're doing?
Honestly, it's just like I said last year. This is something that's going to take some time. I honestly feel like the games are better. Like just during this time,
it's more of a playoff feel, right?
Yeah, of this time and what's going on, I think it's better because you see some of these matchups and you see what's going on. Like some of these teams are really going at it. We just watch the Hawks beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
Without Trae Young.
Yeah.
Like that goes to show how much that these guys who's getting these rookie contracts, Jalen Johnson, shout out to him, going crazy. All these guys over there playing with their heart out because they know it's going to be extra money for them. You got to look at it on the other side. The Celtics are there just to win. They're thinking about championship.
Yeah,
this is cool, but this doesn't even affect their paychecks to how much they're already making.
Yeah, facts.
Like it's cool. It's nice to have. And for any regular person, it's like, wow, I would go crazy for it. Guess what? The people on the bench is going crazy for it because that's a lot more money than what they're even. Well, they're still making more, but what they're used to. Still, that percentage of how much their contract is compared to a percentage of Jason Tatum's contract is a lot more for them compared to Tatum. So they're out there grinding, and you like to see it.
Word. I still think that there's room for it to grow. I like that it's like this year is earlier in the season for them rather than it was damn near the middle of the season last year. So I like that it's earlier in the season. It gives, like you said, more incentive, especially for those bench guys, for those role players to try to not only make a name for themselves, but also, get a check real quick. But I think that mainly this is what I don't like about it. I don't like the courts. I don't like what was it? Was it the Knicks game? The Knicks one where there was like, we had a nightclub, like
the blue, that blue joint,
I did. We played the Sixers on Tuesday, so the courts are weird, and I get what they're trying to do. Like they're trying to differentiate, a normal NBA slate from the Emirates Cup, but it's it's weird, man. It's weird seeing the court, seeing the ambiance and how it looks and everything. It kind of throws you off, especially when you're like the colors clash. I know for a fact, like when we play pro-am and stuff like that, when we go in the pro-am game and you got guys wearing the same color jerseys as the floor, it is hard to see. It is hard to Like, it's hard to differentiate, but we have a top down view, whereas they're actually on a court, they're running around there. So maybe it's different for them. I don't know. But for me watching it, I feel like I'm watching a pro-am game with the guys wearing the same
Yeah.
color jersey as the court. It's weird aesthetically.
Yeah, exactly. And I think honestly, I feel where they was trying to go with it. They probably ain't. I don't know. I feel with it, like you said, they trying to differentiate it, but just like we always did with the finals, you just throw the finals on it, or like they say, you throw the Emirates Cup on it. You just put the trophy on there.
Yeah.
That's what
Or
exactly what it.
why don't they do what they did with with the lockout? Well, not the lockout, but the COVID, because they changed the course for that too.
Did they?
Yeah, during the playoffs, it was like
Oh.
certain teams had like all black courts. So
Mm.
why don't they do something like that where it's like the wood is black, but
Yeah.
like the lines and like the hash lines, all the lines are the color of the home team. I much rather that, and you can still wear your jerseys and everything because you can see it.
Yeah.
Like you can actually see it or aesthetically. Like
Mhm.
I think that's my only real qualm, other than the city edition jerseys. I don't know what Nike is doing.
Yeah. I mean, it's
But
not really much you could do. Honestly, you trying to drop a new jersey every year. Like, how much creativity could you possibly have
does a new
every
jersey have to be made every year?
year? No, it
You know what I'm
doesn't.
saying?
But the thing about it is they're doing this because they're trying to get money. Like they figured out that if I put a new jersey, new people gonna have to buy this jersey, and then a few years down the line, we just remaster this jersey and sell it as new, and now people want to get this because it's only out for a limited time. They pop following in the Jordan brand,
I don't like
with
it.
the Jordan sneakers, like that's what's there to
Nah, I
come
mean I get
next.
it. I get the
It's
money
a
in it.
business move.
I don't like it
But
though.
I'm with you. I understand. I'm with the court change and everything, but it's
You
like you
know what?
said, it's a little jarring.
I would rather Nike recycle like the hot jerseys for each team, but like switch colorways. There's so many
Yeah.
different colorways that you could do for the actual jerseys that they already have, instead of trying to reinvent it or trying to do some Picasso-esque thing to these jerseys. Like, for instance, the Knicks jersey. If you invert the colors, orange, blue, I think that'd be fire 1 year. And then you go and do like black and orange or black and blue. Like, there's different ways that you could do that, but not change the actual like the jersey structure. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these jerseys don't look good. The Jazz jersey, the Hornets, the Golden State. I I like I like what they did, like the fonts and everything, but the colorways is trash.
It's
And
just
and
regular.
a lot of these teams have dope colorways that you could really alternate and do some dope stuff with the actual jersey just by changing the colors.
Yeah.
So it's tough, man. But I, like you said, I mean, it's a money thing. I understand it. They don't wear it. They wear it like 10 times a season
Mm-hmm.
out of the 82 games. So like I get it, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Nike just needs to, why be different? Like, why try to, y'all thinking too much. That's how I feel. Like, y'all go into these boardrooms is like, how we could fuck up a couple of jerseys this year.
Oh Lord.
Let's take the Heat jersey and just put Los on it. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like,
It's fire.
right? Like, everybody in the
Yeah.
meeting is just like, yo, Jim, that was a terrific idea, Jeff.
Nah. But yeah, let's run down some of these games that happened last week.
Yeah, man. Well, for the
It's
Emirates
nothing
Cup
crazy for the
on,
Emirates Cup. Yeah.
yeah,
One
for
of the
Tuesday,
exciting.
we
Yeah,
have what,
one
the
of
Knicks and the Sixers. Knicks,
mm-hmm.
next one.
Yeah,
Mavs and Warriors.
111.99.
We definitely. Matter of fact, let's stop here. Let's
No, we could have just saved that for
this game
last.
here.
Let's say that for
Huh?
last. Because if we're gonna talk about it, let's just save it for last.
Oh, okay. We'll save it for last. All right. We got the
Yeah.
Timberwolves and Trailblazers. Trailblazers won
That
that one. And like you said, this is a good test because it's a lot of these teams that are not doing well or not expected to do well. They're doing well in these Emirates
mm-hmm.
Cup.
Exactly. Like it's the Trailblazers win, but it goes to think about it with the Styles, man. My boy Shaden Sharp going crazy. And the
Mhm.
Styles just like you got a big man like the Time Lord. He's gonna make it difficult on Nasri. He's gonna make it difficult on all of them trying to go to the basket. What's this
Facts.
guy? Randall going to the basket. So that's why they
Yeah.
won. But Minnesota's still a bigger team. And then what we thought, Suns versus the Jazz, we expected the Suns to win.
Yeah.
120 to 112 over the Jazz.
Yeah. Raps and Bucks. I didn't expect the Bucks to win.
Hey,
Honestly, I
look, what do
really
you
didn't.
mean?
But hey, man, we talk about these lesser teams stepping up during the
Yeah.
Emirate Cup. So I guess the Bucks
And the Bucks
had
is
to
like the
buck the
lesser
trend, you
team
know what I'm
right
saying? Pun
now.
intended.
Who
Heat
we
and
got there?
Pistons, also another team step up, beating a better
Yeah.
team. Hawks, we already talked about the Hawks beating the Celtics without
Who
Trey
else?
Young.
The
And then
Magics
Magic
and the
smoking the
Hornets.
Hornets, but Hornets is
I mean, but at the end of the day, the Magics, the
yeah,
Magics is
they
up and
top
coming, but
defense.
at the end of the day, they're still a team that's one of the lowest seeded. Like they're higher seeded
Yeah, no, but
in the
they're
East,
lower seeded,
but you
especially
don't think of them.
yeah,
Yeah, but they're like
yeah,
one of the best lowest seeds where they put
yeah,
them in the talks, and you
yeah.
like to
I agree.
talk about them.
I agree. It's not a
So
lot.
we
It's not a
expect them
lot
to
that
win, but
we
it's
talk
just
about them.
like, yeah, we expect them
Yeah,
to beat the Hornets, but we don't expect them to be too much.
not facts. Facts. But yeah, man, let's get into this. Man, Clash Bros. The Clash Bros. No longer the Splash
Yeah.
Bros. They the Clash
Oh,
Bros. I love it though. I love it. Clay came back. The
yeah,
stadium
that's what I
did
meant.
they did the free giveaway with the captain's hat for the because Clay likes to be on the
The boat.
he likes to be on a boat.
He
So
drive the boat.
yeah, so they gave away the cap hats, and then Steph and Clay embraced. But before we get to that, I don't know if it's a rumor, I know it was said, but
It's a
Clay
fact.
ghosted Steph. Steph texts Clay during free agency, and Clay ain't text back. Tough. That's tough. That's like, yo, bro, I don't want you to leave, bro. I don't want you to leave. Yo, don't leave. Don't leave, bro. You gotta stay. I love you, bro. Without you here, it's gonna be crazy. Like, all right, you might not have the same role, but come on, bro. You still you
Mm-hmm.
still created this, like this culture. You've helped create.
Yep.
Oh, you want to leave? All right, cool. You could have just said something to me, bro. You gonna leave me on red? Bad. Then this game happens. They embrace before the game.
Mm-hmm.
Going down to the wire. Who has the ball in his hand? Less than a minute left. Well, I think it was like a minute and change left. Steph dancing. Ice. Come on. When is the league gonna learn to not allow Steph to switch on a big man who can't move out 30 feet from the rim? Like, when is the league gonna learn that?
I mean, it's a tough thing. It's not the league gonna learn it just with Steph. It's just as tough, like when it gets in situations like that. Because we gotta think about it. It just happens to the Mavs. But then when we think about it last season, Luka just did the same thing to Gobert.
That's a fact.
It's just tough at the end of that moment, like when you get that screen, like to
And
switch
you
or
have
not to
to
switch.
switch.
And yeah, you
Yeah.
have to switch at that moment, like, and it's just like the best you could do as a big man is force him to go toward the basket. But the
Yep.
thing about it is the big man is now on ball, so that effect that he's going to the basket, there's nobody in the paint for
To
him.
help. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a tough thing because we seen what happened with the Warriors when they played Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Chet went out with an injury.
Yep.
they just started abusing the paint. So it's a tough thing to do, but that would have been the best thing. At least you would have went into OT. But it's just like, and just to go on to say what you were saying about the whole story about Clay and everything, it was so bad, like he took it straight to heart because Steph was actually supposed to have a speech.
Yeah.
Before that video play, thanking him, but it's just the fact that Klay Thompson went out like that, ghosted him, didn't meet up with him, didn't link up with him, didn't even talk to him. And it's just like these are
we bros. We came in
that's
the
what it
league together.
is. At the end of the day, I think, and it's just like at the end of the day, they have a bond, but they don't at the same time.
Yeah,
but you have such a legacy together that you gotta be respectful to each other about what's going on.
You don't allow the business aspect to affect your personal aspect, because at the end of the day, it's not Steph that's signing these checks. It's not Steph that's like, Steph wants you hit. Steph hit you. Steph wanted you hit. It's out of Steph's hands. He could go to the front office. He could say, "Look, I need Klay." Well, we don't value Klay the way that you value Klay, so we're gonna let Klay walk.
And that's the crazy thing is, like, before this even not talking to him thing, you got to remember Klay said it to Steph. Nah, don't use your power to force them to want me here.
Nah, but I think that was one of them things where you like, yo, don't tell Shorty I like her, but you want me to tell Shorty you like her. Like, that's one of them things. I think, because I mean, at the end of the day, why would you stop your man? So because he'd been saying that I wanna retire a Warrior. He's been saying it. I got drafted here. I got championships here. I have a legacy here. Like, I want to retire here. I want me and Steph and Clay and Dre. We did this together. I want to be here. So why would you stop your man's, who's not just the face of the franchise, but one of the faces of the league, from saying something? Because his word goes. Steph goes to the front office, regardless of them saying, because they probably did say that. We don't know. Steph could have still went behind his back. Yo, do what you got to do. I need him here. And they was just like, we don't value him the way that you value him. That very well could have happened. But at the end of the day, you don't tell your mans who is everything to, like, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna view you the way that they view your mans, because your mans is everything to this organization.
Yep.
So you don't tell him not to. If you wanted to stay, yo, Steph, let them know. Let them know, bro. I'm not trying to go anywhere. This is where I want to be. I'm trying to finish this out with you. Let's try to get one more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got the talent, because right now, the way that the Warriors are playing, I still think that Klay could have fit into this if he would have accepted his role. I get that he still thinks that he's a starter. He very well a starter in Dallas, but they need his type of shooting in Dallas.
Yeah,
they need the floor spread. It's not so much in Golden State. So I get all of that, but there's workarounds. There's talking, and if you accept your role the way that Buddy Hield has accepted his role, Klay would have flourished. Imagine Klay coming off the bench with the green light, bro. It's different.
But
so
it is. It's different, but it's like you said, it's the acceptance of the role and the acceptance of what they got going on in the GMs and the coaching staff.
Yeah.
And Klay falling in line with that. I think, like I said, I would love to have seen all of them retire in the same jersey. Have one of those retirement runs where it's just like, instead of it just being one of those moments where it's just one player retiring, you just like, damn, you know what? Let's all just retire one time, have one big farewell,
facts,
and go crazy, like align our contracts like that and be good. But it ain't pan out like that. I think it's one of the worst things for the organization, but one of the best things at the same time, because it was addition by subtraction, a mentality shift, the change, and it's just like, hey, look, you don't want to be here. Let's just show them we don't need them here.
Nah, facts. And look at how the Warriors are doing right now. Number 2 in the West right now, 9-2, and they legit look like they can beat any team on any given night. And it's crazy because Steph don't even got to do much. There was a night where Steph had like 12 points, but he still had a triple double that night.
That was the
10
first
assists,
game.
10 rebounds.
That was the first game. He had 9 assists. He was 1 assist away from a triple double.
I think he just had a triple double not too long ago, and he ain't scored more than like 15 points. I gotta look up the game, but
Yeah.
But I mean, but nah, he's been solid
Okay.
this season. You know what I'm saying? As far as I don't have to do too much, but when I have to do too much, I'm gonna I'm gonna go crazy, and that's what he did with Dallas.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it hurt more in Clay's aspect because after that happened, after that dagger, I'm in the crowd telling I stay. This is why you stay. You stay here. You stay here. Like I know it affects Clay. Curry is thinking like that. This is my brother, bro. Like we done been through everything, bro. I helped you rehab. I won championships with you. You've been to my wedding. You've been, to my kids' birthdays and stuff like that. Like you're my mans, bro. Like you're one of my best friends. And then you just ghost me, bro. Like you don't have the decency to say, yo, bro.
I think I'm signing somewhere else. Yeah, like
I can't do it, bro. My fault. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. I appreciate everything, bro. Me and you, we still solid unless we gotta play against each other. But that sucks, man.
And it's like you said, and like we seen, they just gave themselves a handshake, a quick hug. Like we seen how it looks when you like, come on, if you don't see your mans in a while and after like y'all on a different team, like if I don't see you for a while, I'm giving you an embrace, like, yo, I ain't see you in a minute, bro. What's up? You know, man, hype, this, that, and the third. Them, they just like business. Just like, hey, all right, good game.
We gonna embrace, we gonna do this for the crowd or whatever, but it's business.
Yeah.
It's business.
But it's just like
Curry was on a mission, bro. And you could tell.
Exactly.
You could tell entering that fourth quarter.
Yeah, it wasn't losing.
Babyface assassin, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't losing. It wasn't playing. He got that mentality. It's close to Jordan and Kobe, man, but it's just the quiet version of it. But it's there.
It's crazy because not enough is said about Curry's mentality and how he approaches the game and how he, like, I think it was best said by Kobe when Kobe said, like, I was trying to get him off his game, and all he did was smile at me, and I just like it wasn't the smile, it was the look in his eyes, like I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you, but I'm gonna do it with a smile. Like it's different. Like not enough is talked about Steph Curry's mentality and how he approaches. Like he knows that he could go out here and he could hit every single shot. He could miss 15 in a row, but he knows that next one is going in. Like there's not a lot of people with that mentality. Somebody else missing 7 shots in a row, they're gonna start. First of all, after the first 3, you start questioning yourself.
Exactly.
I hit this next shot. like is this next shot gonna drop? Like, you know what I'm saying? 7, you missed 7 in a row. I think what he said, he had missed like 9 in a row, and his coach was like, "It's gonna come." It's gonna come. And then sure enough, like he hit that 10th, and like it's there's not enough is talked about Curry, bro.
No, not at all. Not at all. So
on the other side of it,
on the flip side,
man, it's Mavs overhyped. Shoot, I want to say that they're overhyped. I don't want to say that. They literally just went to the finals. They have a good team. They don't have an elite team. They have an elite player. They don't have an elite team. And what I mean by that is that there isn't consistency or continuity in what they do on the floor. You look at it from an offensive standpoint, it's still the same offense that they want to run through either Luka or Kyrie, which is fine. But the defense, I still don't think that they're playing defense to the best of their capabilities with the people that they have on the floor. Well, we just saw the other night, Luka, defensive lapse. He was guarding nobody. I don't know what he was doing at the top of the key. He was just there. behind. It was a backdoor layup. They lose the game. Luka shouldn't be at point of attack. Point of attack, for those who don't know or don't understand the basketball terminology, point of attack is anybody who's up by the top of the arch, right? At the top of the 3-point line, right? So your point of attack will either be at where Luka was at the top of the key or on the top sides of the block. So on the top sides of the block, we would normally call that a 2-3, right? If you're not a man, that would be a 2-3. But from what it looked like, they was running a box and one with Luka as the and one. You don't want Luka as your and one. You either want your best defender as your and one or your third best defender as your and one. Because what happens is that and one has to account for backdoors, slides, and picks. So why would you put your worst defender? Because Luka, we can both agree Luka's not a good defender. Why would you put your worst defender in that spot? So I don't want to put all the blame on coaching because you could kind of put the blame on coaching because you're calling it. I think that was that an inbounds play, that last play?
No. What you're thinking though is like I see what you're saying. You're thinking about positioning wise, but personnel wise, the reason why he was where he was he was supposed to be checking John Collins. They were running with Klay Thompson. Who was it? Klay Thompson.
It was Klay, him.
It was Klay, him, Lively, Najee Marshall, and then who the hell
Gabbert
is that over there? Gabbert? No, that was Lively, the big man.
Okay, all right, it was Lively.
It was Najee Marshall on ball, and then I don't know who the hell that is, but that ain't Kyrie. Yeah, they had him.
You still don't.
But what it is just like
him there though in that position.
The thing about it, he was in that position because if he were just in between his man and him,
that wouldn't have happened with the back door because it's a backdoor slide.
Exactly, but the thing about it is just like that's just him doing what he did because there's no reason for him, like you said, for him to be there. Period.
You have it up? Can we see it?
Oh yeah, I have it up. Hey yo.
What? Go to present and share screen.
Oh shoot!
That was great. Pause. Pause that one. That was crazy.
Oh shoot! Yeah. Look, can you see?
Okay, yeah. So look. This looks like a box and one. No. That doesn't.
I'm telling you, they was just man, but he just floated up.
But who is he looking at?
That's exactly. He's sitting here looking. I think he was probably looking like to go trap at some point, but it's too early.
But it's either you commit to the trap,
or you don't. But he
or you drop down, right? So
and that's the thing.
Can you put it on like a -2 speed so we can see it in slow?
Oh my god, damn. We on
playback speed. Playback speed. We really doing
Oh Lord.
All right, so look. His eyes right now, he's looking at his peripheral between ball handler. Was that Jordan Clarkson and John Collins?
And then look right here.
Now there's no communication because his eyes are now looking straight ahead. Whereas
he's looking at Jordan, not Clarkson. The other
no. Doncic is looking at whoever's right there on the wing.
Yeah, I know, right here.
Right, and then who's this right here in front of Doncic?
That's Exum, I think.
Okay, so that's Exum. So Yeah. So it's both of their responsibilities to be looking at what's going on. Lively at this point sees the ball coming. Lively should immediately go to that ball. Go ahead, press play.
But then at the end of the day, so he goes, look,
He goes
but
too slow to get to the ball, but that's not his.
at the
That's
end
not
of the
his
day,
responsibility. It's not. It's not on him.
and you got to think about it too, right? That definitely was not a part of the plan.
No,
Nobody
it wasn't.
communicated this. This ain't
Right.
anything
So
going
if
on.
Exum
This
sees
ain't
him coming
Draymond on
up,
the floor. This is just you read and react into what the
right?
hell's
But
going
what is
on.
Exum doing? Why is Exum coming so far up? Exum should not be right there. Exum should not be right there. Because he puts both of them in a bad situation. Doncic,
Nah, that's still Luke. I ain't gonna lie. At the end of the day,
no, it's still on Luka, but Luka has to decide right then and there when to
it's
go.
over.
It's either you trap, and if you trap immediately. Go straight to the ball because you're giving your defense, you're giving the guys behind you time to react. You have to cut there immediately. Now, if you don't, your job is to step back. You're preventing John Collins from scoring.
Yeah,
I don't know.
at the end of the day, it's on Luka. But at the end of the day, it's just like there was no. I could tell you right there was no game plan on who. No, it was no doubling coming. It probably was supposed to be straight up. And Luka gotta understand, he's like, and this is what I sit here and say about people. Sometimes you gotta use your offensive capabilities to help you on defense. Because you see, what do you think you would see on that other side? Exactly what Jordan Clarkson saw. It was like, yo, just turn around. This is an easy basket. And you would have threw a lob to Lively. So it's just like, it's no excuse. They got to be coached a little better. And it just goes off of like Luka. At the end of the day, we think about people and we sit here and said, yo, Steph Curry is not a good defender. Guess what? He's just the weakest defender on the court. He goes ahead. He puts that effort. He goes into the game plan. He's pushing the defender where he needs him to be.
Yep.
For his team to be effective. Well, we look at the other game last night where he cut off the baseline. Steph Curry is the guy cutting off the baseline, and Milton comes behind him to cover for him. But guess what? If Curry was just in his own world, like Luka just was, he would have never cut off the baseline. The guy just comes baseline and gets a score. But it's in their principles as the team for somebody to cut off the baseline no matter who it is. Steph Curry, put your body there, put it on the line. Somebody's got to have your back. They don't have any defensive principles when it comes to Luka and how to help him anyway. And you don't have that defensive mentality too. You don't have that Draymond Green. And then the thing about it, you lost one of your best defenders out there last year. He's with the Clippers.
Yep.
So now and then PJ Washington has been hurt. So it's just like now you got to lean so much into offense that these defensive lapses can't happen because you have to rotate, move properly as a unit to make up for those shortcomings. You might not be the best defense, but you're gonna be a defense that works together to force these teams to miss.
When you don't have a primary defender on the court, all 5 players need to be primary defenders. That means everybody has to be in sync and there has to be clear communication what's going on. I need to know that if I come up, you're coming down. Period. So if I'm going straight to the hash. I see it coming around. I'm going straight to the hash. Your responsibility is to see my guy going to the hoop. But like you said, it's offensive awareness, but on defense. And as a point guard, Luka's a point guard. As a point guard, you see the floor. So if you see the floor the way that you see the floor offensively, you should be able to see it defensively. And it doesn't mean it's going to make you a better defensive. Well, no, it's going to make you a better defensive player. It's not going to make you an elite defensive player, but it's going to put you in in a position where there's not going to be an easy bucket like there was that night.
Mm-hmm.
If I see in that position, I'm either immediately running and closing the gap, making him make a quick decision, and allowing my defense to have the with arrow to make up for what I'm about to do. Because all it takes is me rushing out, Lively seeing that, immediately rushing to the paint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the ball doesn't go to John Collins. Cool. The ball will probably go, well, a smart offensive player who knows where to put the ball is immediately going to that corner.
Yeah.
Who's right there on that hedge? Clay. Clay drops down. Who hedges over? Luca or whoever else was up top. I forget the other the person that was no, whoever was guarding Clarkson.
Oh, Najee Marshall.
At that time, Luca would stay with
Marshall.
Clarkson.
Najee.
Okay, and he would move over to the hash.
Uh-huh.
That's clear communication and rotation and trusting your guys are gonna be there. So I don't know if it's I can't put it all on coaching because it's also a trust thing. You have to trust that I'm going to be there for you for me to do something like that. Like when we play 2K, you tell me, Lou, go double that ball right now. I go double the ball. I'm trusting that you have me behind. You got me. Because it's going to be an automatic shift and rotation, right?
Yeah.
It should be. But when you trust your guys to make that, I think it's a trust thing. They don't trust each other defensively. They may trust each other offensively, but when you don't have a team that's predicated, like they're not known for defense. They're not. They're known for offense. When you have a team that's known for defense, there's better communication because you trust the guys to have the rotations. So
that's what I also tell you. It's coming into trust, but it's also in coaching because at the end of the day, what am I going to say to you to do if I don't know what to do in that situation?
True.
What are we doing? Like I'm telling you to go double. Now who else knows? Yo, I'm calling this zone or whatever, or this play on defense on how to move on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not even used to doing that. That person not used to be in that position. So he's like, yo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think they even had a call or what was going on in that situation. And it just literally became that.
I also feel like, okay, let's put it on coaching, right? Are you putting on Jason Kidd, who is an offensive minded coach, who has never been a defensive player, who doesn't really play?
I understand what you're saying. You got to put it on the coach, but you
got to put it on the
defensive coordinator. You got everybody who does that. But the thing is about this is I know when it comes out, when they go into their practices, their training camps, they're not harping so hard on that defensive side.
They're harping more on offense.
Yeah. So I'm like, so I hear what you're saying, but it's just like it starts with coach. It starts all these stuff that's going on. It starts in training camp. This is
and I agree. I agree with that.
And it's just like that's why they don't trust each other because they don't have that. Like if we go ahead and we play the game and we get a new person on the court, it's like 2 or 3 plays in a row. He might not drop to the corner because he's so used to just staying there and nobody rotating and you two figuring it out. And you just sitting there telling him, yo, drop to the corner. But no, he's still up top pressing square instead of dropping to the corner.
Right.
So it's just like you got to work on those things in training camp. And if you ain't got that, it's tough to do that. That's the stuff you're going to have to deal with losses like these. You're going to watch this in training. You're going to watch this in video and you're going to have to get this together by the end of the season because y'all want to be championship teams. Y'all might have flew too close to the sun. This is one of those things like what happened with Atlanta. This is what happened. The same thing that happened with Phoenix.
Yeah.
They flew too close to the sun too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think you have one of the best players, but you had to lose your identity on defense, which you need a top 10 defense to win. I don't care what you
Yeah.
say. There's only like 3-4 teams in the world of basketball who's been outside of the top 10. And guess what? Their offense was so overpowered. So you
Yeah.
have to go and think about that. Like, it's either your offense is going to drop 150 every night,
Or
you're going to lose.
yeah.
That's the only other option because you ain't going to do nothing else. And it's like you said, you got to get PJ Washington back to see how that goes. But it's just like at the end of the day, he's not going to raise it so high that you're like, oh my God, he was the change.
It's not. And it sucks because as an offensive minded team, your job in the offseason is to work on your deficiencies, and that would be your defense.
Mm-hmm.
So during the offseason, you're supposed to be implementing things to try to bolster up your defense because, okay, you're not a defensive team. It's not always going to work. But key stops in crunch time right here, easy lapses, that's what happens when you lose a game.
Yeah.
Whereas if you concentrate on that, work on that in the offseason, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. I seen this. And then on top of that, you know what you see offensively. Like you were saying, Luka as a point guard should understand he's up there. That's where I would be. Where would I go with the ball? Where am I going with the ball? Realistically.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to play that out in your head. And you have to make the decision because the sooner you make a decision, the sooner the people behind you can make their decision. If I rush up and I immediately double it and make Jordan react,
make somebody else make the play.
Make somebody else make the play. So it's yeah, man. I don't know, man. The Mavs, as good as they are offensively, they are going to fall short because of their defense, and it's not because they don't have any defense. It's because there's a lack of defense. Like I don't think people correlate the two. They're not willing to make those small sacrifices. So
that's one thing I was gonna sit here and say, and that's why I had brought up Steph Curry. It takes the leader of the team.
You have
to
make
bring that leadership.
Yep.
That I'm gonna hustle on defense.
I'm willing to put my body on the line for the sake of this team so that we can win this game.
So now everybody else should do the same. Like no matter what you say, and no matter what we say about like even Jokic, right? Mm-hmm. We don't think of him as a defender like that.
Don't. But
he moves. Yeah, he moves within their system of how he wants them to move. He wants to be more aggressive up top and use his hands to create plays. So that's what they said. You know what? We're going to do that. We're going to bring in Aaron Gordon, and Aaron Gordon is going to watch your back.
Yep.
And then we're going to move out and shift around from there. And he does that. And he moves in that spectrum. But when you think of Luka, you don't think about him moving and making defensive plays or even trying. It's just that he's a cone out there. And the thing about it, when we think about that play where Steph Curry made that 3 over the big man, guess who? They already ran a screen and had Luka on him.
Yeah.
So I was sitting here looking like, yo, sure, why don't you just cook Luka? Then they brought the big and he just cooked the big. I was like, well, it would have been the same thing would have happened regardless.
The same thing would have happened. I think that it was more of a mismatch with the big man because
no, it was what it was. They was running that play the whole time. They got the initial. They used Wiggins to get the initial to defender off of him because you got to think about it. If you bring the big with the initial to defender, they got chemistry already how to defend.
Yeah, so they
you bring Wiggs over, force that switch. Luka, you don't think of him as defense. He's not talking with Lively on how to defend anything.
No, not at all. He's not saying I'm gonna drop for you or you're gonna drop for me. Yeah,
so the initial action is just straight up switch because it's like, yo, I don't want Luka out there. Luka don't want to be out there. I'll take on the matchup. You get cooked. Y'all both is gonna get cooked regardless. Y'all both slow.
It was both gonna get cooked. But that's why I say that the big was in a bigger dilemma only because Steph literally. Luka had a better chance defending it because let's say Steph decides to drive. Let's say Steph didn't like what he saw as far as the shot, or he didn't have the opening to shoot it the way that he wanted to. Luka has more position and a little bit more quickness to stick the Curry on a drive. Whereas a big out there, it's no man's land. You know what I'm saying? It's like yo, I could do the pump fake jump shot thing. I could drive right past you, force your
Yeah.
defense to collapse, kick it out.
Regardless, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care what you say. Luca's basically a big man out there, bro. He's getting cooked. And then it sounds good, but he's
I
getting
feel you.
cooked.
I feel you.
But we talked about Luca. Oh yeah. Oh Lord.
Yeah, let's talk about my team, man. Let's talk about. You know what? I'm gonna talk about the good before I get to the negative. How about that? The good.
That's what they said at the jobs. You got to do two positives before you give them a negative.
That's a fact. So I'm gonna give you two positives. First positive, boom. We beat the Sixers game 1 on the opening Emirates Cup night. So we'll take the wins. You know what I'm saying? We'll take the wins. Second positive.
That's a Bucks win.
Second positive. Cat is looking good. Cat is looking good. I'll take the positive. Cat is looking really good. They look like they're gelling. They look like the starting lineup looks like they can go against any other starting lineup. Negative. The bench. It's the bench, man. It's the bench. What was the game? Let me look it up. There's a game where everybody starting lineup wise is in double figures. Double figures.
But you gotta think about it. Y'all don't have anybody on the bench.
But that's what I just said. We don't have anybody on the bench. So if you
it's not the bench's fault. What can the bench do if you ain't got nobody?
I'm not saying it's on the bench. I'm saying it's on I'm saying that it's on the front office. If you know, like last episode, I said that you can't get rid of
office. You got to make up your mind.
No, but I've been said that. I said it last episode. If you know you're getting rid of 2 starters, you got to get back a starter and a starter caliber player. Period. Got rid of Randall, you got rid of Dante. Dante was your let's call him an Uber starter. He could start, he could come off the bench, he could do it all in that role, 6-man or in the starting lineup. He flourished in both. Who's flourishing in both right now? Because you're leaving it to a Josh Hart or a Miles Bridges. You're leaving it to these guys to step up in big time minutes, and this is what we're getting. So this is the product that we're putting on the floor, and we're waiting for Mitch to get back. Why? To move Cat to the 4. I actually like Cat at the 5 because offensively it spaces that floor. It gives Miles. It gives Mikal Bridges and OG lanes to cut from. It gives them more spacing to shoot the 3. It gives Brunson more room to operate in the paint, and it gives Hart the opportunity to come weak side on rebounds. So I like the starting 5. Then you add Mitch, and you don't know the product you're gonna have once Mitch gets back, and Mitch has to ramp back up to play quality starting minutes. So what are we doing? Because the thought was, oh, we got 2 of the best wing defenders in the league. Cool, that's good defensively. Defense is going to allow you to win games and close them out. Offense is going to propel you. Your bench is going to help you win games. Period. That's a fact. You got a good bench. Look at the Warriors. Strength in numbers. Look at look at the Lakers. Look at the Grizzlies. Look at Boston. Bench players are going to come in and they are going to make a difference, whether it be offensively or defensively. And if you don't have that, you're going to lose these games. And if you want to go into the NBA Finals, you're going to have to play teams. Okay, they're going to shrink their lineups, but guess what? Their 8 is going to be better than your 8 because all you have is a 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think like you said, it comes down to come down. That bench is absolutely dog water because it's just y'all don't have anybody over there. They got Jericho Sims, like
Well,
Deuce Mc,
Jericho
is it
Sims, Precious
McBride?
Achua, Bridget, not Bridges,
McBride.
McBride, Deuce McBride. I keep saying Bridges, McBride, Kolick. These are the guys that's in the rotation.
And it's like I think as a Knicks fan, you gotta curb your enthusiasm.
Pun intended. Ain't that a
Like,
New York
what
show?
do you
What's that?
mean? No,
The HBO
that's
show, Curb Your Enthusiasm. They was Knicks fans.
were they really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all
Larry
right.
David. That's his name.
Okay, you gotta curb your enthusiasm because this is a plan as far as the Knicks. I don't think a lot of people was hiring them coming into the season. Oh, they could go to the championship. No, they could be
Wait,
one of the best.
hold up. Breaking. Cat not playing tonight.
Okay, guarantee loss. I'm saying that boy been putting up like 50 points a game. He's all you got right now. God damn.
Yeah, all right, go
But
ahead.
it's just like this is a planned attack. Like you can't just think about winning it this year. You have
No,
these
and I
guys
get it.
locked
I
in
get
for
it.
like a good 2-3 years together.
Right.
Then you got to
And that I
mold
understand.
them, and
It's
then
just
you
something to build.
also
You get your chemistry this season and go into next season with higher hopes. I'm not saying we was gonna win it this year. Like I'm not
yeah
that
no
unrealistic. I'm more in the tune of you set when you set things in motion, you have to set things in motion correct, right? So
hmm
if I make this trade, I have to think about the repercussions of this trade. So I know that I have Dante and Randall going out. I know that I have Cat coming in. So I know that Dante was going to be majority of my bench. What do I have to supplement him? And this is where you get free agents like Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield was on the market.
hmm
Warriors scooped him up. Um, Jordan Clarkson is probably available to be had. Maybe. I don't know.
yeah,
But
but you don't
but
have nothing
there's
for 'em.
there's 6 players in this league or role players or people that could use an expanded role that are good that could be had. And that's your job as a GM is to scour the NBA and bring in somebody to build on this. So that
Yeah,
way, when next season comes, this season, okay, it's foregone season. We get to the playoffs, maybe even get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Cool, we lose. Next year, we're good, and we're going to the finals. That's
yeah,
all I'm
but
saying.
you also got to think about it like this: Boston ain't gonna get any weaker, and
They did it.
you have to. I'm talking about even next year. They're gonna be the same team.
Oh
You
yeah,
still got to
yeah,
fight
they
against.
be the same next year.
Um, and then you really have to think about. You have to find out these real low key guys out there because you're gonna have you're gonna be in a double second apron type team. It's not much easy moves you can make. So your GMs and team has to be really on point. And last time I checked, the Knicks haven't been developing anybody well. Everybody
Mm,
who they develop, they go elsewhere and they become a star. They don't develop them into their own system properly. You got the right guys for certain teams, but you don't never get the right guys for your team.
yeah, that's a fact. That's a
So it's
fact.
like that's the thing you have to sit there and think of right now is thinking about who's gonna be good for us next year? Who's gonna be one of those players that's on the sidelines on another team that has an expired contract who can sign with us, who could really help us be who we gotta be. Because right now you gotta find some real good low key guys.
Yeah, some guys
McBride
that
is
are
a
gonna come in and buy
fantastic
into
guy.
being
I
role
think,
players.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
McBride is a fantastic person who can help. That's one of the people that's
it's,
on your
it, but it's just
sidelines
one piece.
already.
Yeah, it's just one piece.
But
Now you
it's
got to
just
find two
that,
other pieces. You got to find two other pieces that are going to come
and
in and be a rotational player.
and then your depth at center spot is so fried that look at you tonight. You can't
Yeah,
play cat. You
yeah.
can't. What happens when you can't play these guys? Because you're starting a lot of them averaging like 30, 40 minutes 30, 40 minutes a game, in that high 30s, low 40 minutes a game. They're gonna be gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well go get some of these G League guys and just call it a freaking season at this point, bro. Get ready for next season. Because goddamn.
It's so I still think that this is a playoff team. I just think that we have enough to get to the Eastern Conference Finals in this East. We don't have enough to overcome Boston. I think that Boston is a real powerhouse, and I think that they are legitimate contenders. I think that honestly they're the only contenders in the East other than the Cavs, and I think that the Cavs are having a fantastic start to the season. I think not enough is said about what the Cavs are doing and what the Cavs have done. And me and you have been high on the Cavs since the acquirement of Donovan Mitchell and their two fantastic bigs. Me and you have both been high on the Cavs. I think that exactly what the Knicks are doing right now, the Cavs did 2 seasons ago, and now the fruits of their labor are manifesting in this season. And I think that the Cavs are very, very dangerous, not to anybody else in the league other than the Boston Celtics. The Cavs are set up currently to overtake the Celtics. Just how their bench, their starting five, what they can do defensively. Offensively, we already know that Donovan Mitchell could close out games. We know that. Garland, fantastic. He could close out games himself too. But when we talking about people that could go against the Celtics, Cavs is dangerous, very dangerous. And like I said, me and you have been high on the Cavs for the past couple of years. It's nice to see the fruits of their labor actually start coming together, and they're starting to gel, and they're starting to understand what it takes to go ahead and contend. They had to lose a couple. They're here.
One of the things that I like you said, I like how the Cavs they did their thing. They're finally developing what's his name? Mobley into who he has to be with a great basketball IQ. Yep. But to go against the Celtics, that's a matchup nightmare for them, honestly.
For the Cavs or for Boston?
No. I mean for the Cavs. The Cavs going against Boston, it's a matchup nightmare for the Cavs because they still got two guards at the point guard spot. That small forward spot, you got the bigs who can help protect the rim, but you don't have anybody who's going to constantly make Jaylen Brown stop him, going to stop Tatum. They're putting up so much threes. Yeah. You got Derek White. You got
it's gonna
Drew
be
Holiday. It's just a matchup nightmare. I think the Cavs, they're built and they're doing what they're doing fantastically to run this regular season. But when it comes down to this playoff basketball,
when the roster shrinks,
when it's healthy teams out there, and hopefully they're healthy.
Yeah,
you got Porzingis out there, you got Al Horford. Those two is gonna neutralize what the hell you do with
Mobley and
exactly. You already see what the Godfather Horford does to Giannis. You think Mobley's gonna be a problem?
It's gonna be tough.
It's just like I still think that it's gonna be a tough series for the Cavs if they actually make it there. And it's them two going against each other. It would be a tough.
I think that the Cavs have enough currently. They have enough ammunition to fire at Boston. I'm not saying that they're gonna. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that they're a scary team right now. Like now, the way that they're playing, the way that they're moving on the court, the way that they're communicating defensively, they are a scary team. Now, playoffs time, we could both agree playoffs is different than the regular season. We always say that treat the regular season as a parameter of positioning for the playoffs. So that way, when you get to the playoffs, you have good positioning. I think that they're positioning themselves correctly because going into the playoffs, you want the 1 or 2 seed. You want home field. You want to be home. Boston is still the juggernaut in the East. I'm not gonna take anything from Boston as much as I hate Boston. I still think that they're the juggernauts of the East. They are who they are who we thought they were going into the finals against the Warriors. A lot of people said that they was never gonna get back. Me and you both said that they was going to be back. It just wouldn't be against the Warriors. We thought that, I didn't think that was the Warriors' last run. I just think that run for the Warriors was very magical and happening, and we both knew that the Warriors was gonna win it. They've been there. They battle tested. The Celtics are not, but that was the battle to test them to come back to the finals in order to win. So I don't want to take anything from Boston, but what I will say is that the Cavs defensively, the Magic defensively, they have the ammunition to fire at Boston defensively. It's offense that worries me because you have Tatum, you have Jaylen Brown, you have guys defensively who could stop your best offensive player. And we're talking about Donovan Mitchell. We're talking about Garland. I mean, White, Derek White himself is a lock, bro. He's a lock. He's a 3-and-D. So at the end of the day, defensively, I feel like these teams can match up well. Offensively is a different beast because on the offensive side of the ball, you have people that can stop these guys. How are you going to get these points? Because Boston is going to get their points.
Yeah.
Boston's going to get 100. They dropping 100. How are you going to get 101? That's what it really comes down to.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. The East is weird right now. We didn't even come in here saying, like, coming into the season, we didn't think that the Cavs would be in the top 4. And look at them.
Look at them. Who would have thunk it? All right, so yeah, shit. It's been an hour, man. We got a disappointing weekend amongst us.
Yeah, it's gonna be
real disappointing weekend. We ain't gonna take any more of y'all time, man. But it's a bad weekend for basketball. And then we got to just talk about it. The scheduling been crazy because we had like 2 nights. This last night was one game. I understand presidents, voting for presidents and all that stuff.
Yo, we didn't
even have no games. No, we had one game on Thursday
night game. There was a game yesterday.
Yeah, that was the Mavericks. Jazz.
Oh, that's right. One game on a Thursday.
Yeah, you competing with Thursday night football. They ain't competing with football at all, bro. Big game yesterday. It was a big game. That's what I'm saying. They ain't competing with football at all. So they not even doing stuff like this, bro. And I'm just saying it's kind of. And then these players are out. So even a game in a weekends that we supposed to be watching, the players is out.
Yeah.
So none of these games is good. Like Memphis, they lost Ja Morant, so they got Denver versus Memphis. All right, no Ja Morant. We got the Suns versus the Timberwolves. You would think that would be a fantastic, but the Suns are decimated with injuries. Kevin Durant ain't been in there. Bradley Beal just got hurt again. So you just think that game just going to Minnesota? You got the Mavericks versus the Thunder.
It's crazy.
Chet ain't going to play. So even if the Mavs win, it's like what? Go ahead.
The most exciting game that I'm looking forward to this weekend is Rockets versus Bulls, and that's on a Sunday at 6 p.m.
Bro.
Like that's the game I'm looking forward to,
bro.
Like if I have to tell you that the game I'm looking forward to is the Houston Rockets versus the Chicago Bulls, is something wrong,
bro. Absolutely,
something wrong.
Because it's just I don't know. It's like injuries, and then it's just how this is set up for the weekend, man. The weekends is supposed to be the times you watch some sports and chill. We ain't getting it on the weekdays because we got football, and now the weekends is decimated. Basketball, we need to do better.
We got
hopefully within a month or 2, man. When some of these sports slow down, we're
going into December, so December historically has been a good month leading up to the Christmas games.
Yeah, Christmas games and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so hopefully we're good. Tuesday tonight we have the Emirates Cup. We have another Emirates Cup on Tuesday.
Today's looking good, but we got the Jake Paul fight and stuff too. So
we got the Jake Paul fight. Shout out
Mike Tyson.
Shout out Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
I'm gonna bite him. I'm gonna eat it. Yeah, I'm gonna eat it. Kid. I'm gonna do it all. I'm gonna knock him out the night.
Nah, you saw my boy got the blinged out ear. He said he ain't getting his shit bit off, man. What fuck is you talking about? My boy scamming on him.
Oh shit, yo, take us out,
Yeah.
bro.
But
We
man,
outta here.
y'all already know the vibes, man. Like, share, sub, and all the above. I hope y'all had as much fun as we had talking about basketball today, man. And make sure you have a good weekend. Even if it ain't good basketball, go outside, touch grass.
Touch grass.
Let's make it work.
Gotta touch. I'm gonna touch grass tonight.
Yeah,